Item E is Resolution 2025-069, authorizing submittal of a housing capacity analysis grant application to the Oregon Department of Land Conservation and Development. And item F, Resolution 2025-070, authorizing the city manager to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Washington County for the Elwert Road feasibility study funding contribution. Do I have a motion?
I move consent.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right, citizen comments. Sylvia, do we have anybody?
I have none, Mayor.
And let me double check online here. And I see no one online, so we will move right into our public hearing. Resolution 2025-067. Sylvia, do we need to be read into this one? Yeah, okay.
The Sherwood City Council will hold a public hearing this evening to receive testimony on Resolution 2025-067, adjusting solid waste and recycling collection rates. The public hearing this evening will be conducted as follows. Staff will present a staff report. Questions, if any, by the City Council for staff. We will then receive written testimony. We will then open the public hearing for testimony, and the time will be limited to 4 minutes per person. Any interested person may present testimony. We will then close the public hearing. No other comments will be heard from the public. Final comments by staff, questions of staff, if any, by the council, followed by council discussion. If you wish to speak, please fill out a request to speak form and submit it to the city recorder prior to the time the public hearing is open for testimony. The mayor will recognize people who wish to speak, and any comments must be addressed through the mayor. When you come forward, please state your name and your place of residence for the record.
All right, thank you, Sylvia. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over for the staff report to Rich Sattler. Welcome, Rich.
Good evening, Mayor, Council President, Councilors. Rich Sattler, Public Works. Before you, we have Resolution 2025-067, adjusting the solid waste and recycling.
Hey, Rich, can you move the mic closer?
Sure.
So
Is that better?
hear you better.
We have resolution before you adjusting the solid waste and recycling collection rates. As you're aware, Pride Disposal is our solid waste and recycling collection franchisee. Under Sherwood Municipal Code, City Council sets rates for what Pride Disposal charges for solid waste and recycling services. In July of this year, the city's rate review consultant, Bell & Associates, completed a rate analysis of Pride Disposal's 2024 financial information. The rate analysis found Pride's rates of returns for 2024 to be a composite return of 4.78%. Sherwood Municipal Code, like similar other cities within Washington County, set reasonable rates of 8 to 12% annually for the franchisee. Our rate review consultant, Bell & Associates, held a presentation in work session for council on July 15th, and then September 16th. I had an error in the staff report of August 5th, so it was September 16th, with recommendations to adjust the rates. The recommended projected rate, the projected rate for 2025 is 9.1%. The rates for 2026 will have an average of a 4% rate increase for the residents. A rate schedule sheet was also provided in the staff report. Staff respectfully recommends City Council to approve Resolution 2025-067, adjusting solid rates and recycling collection rates for 2026.
All right, thank you, Rich. And just a quick comment for the public. We had 2 extensive work sessions on this, so if you want to go back and see more about it, you can look those up. But any questions for staff or Rich? No? You have one?
I really appreciate the hard work staff did along with our consultant in working with City Council and Pride and reviewing the state of what's going on. And yeah, really appreciate the hard work. Like I said, two work sessions over the past 3 months. So, thanks a lot.
I would also like to say we look forward to the results of the survey that we're going to send out, or if somehow we find out if there are services that are either being underutilized or not used so that we can either encourage people to use it or not charge for it, because I know that as a council we're cost conscious on all of this, and some of it is stuff we can't control. And so I appreciate I know it's going to add some extra burden to the staff, but I'm hopeful that we can at least get some data behind our numbers to be able to see if it makes sense offering, you know, I don't remember what we called it, but mixed in yard and food stuff, dirty yard stuff. I don't know what it was called, but
Food waste in yard debris.
food waste in the yard debris. Yeah, there we go. So thank you for that extra work.
Yeah, there's significantly more cost to process yard debris that has food waste in it than just yard debris by itself. It's a potential area to save some money, so we're going to do some polling with the community to find out if it's something they're actually using. So I know we have one counselor that uses it for sure, but we want to find out how it's being used in the community, and that's potential to reduce rates next year. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. Sylvia, do we have anyone that signed up?
I do not, Mayor.
And I do not see anyone online, so I'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and we will move into discussion. Or if you have additional questions for staff, feel free to ask.
I just have a comment. I just really want to appreciate Pride, and they sit through our work sessions. They answer all of our questions. We ask a lot of questions. We dig down into the numbers. We get down into the, I would say weeds, but maybe it's the trash on this. And they're very patient and helping us understand and get to it.
Well, there's weeds in the yard debris can.
That's true. So we get down in the weeds and the food scrap. So thank you, Pride.
Yeah, Pride does a great job for the community, and I really appreciate Kristen, who runs Pride, and all the staff over there. And I've told this story before, but when my twins were little, the garbage truck guy would stop and wave at the kids, and one morning he actually got up and came up to the house and gave them little toy trash containers, which they thought was the coolest thing in the world.
They still do that.
I know.
Our guy stops and talks to the
Yeah.
boys when they're outside.
It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. I'm glad there are providers as opposed to some of the other ones. But yes,
I make a motion. I'd like to move we approve resolution 2025-067, adjusting solid waste and recycling collection rates.
Second.
a motion and a second. Roll call, Sylvia? No,
Just
not
a
required?
vote. Sorry.
Okay, excellent. All right, so all those in favor of approving resolution 2025-067, adjusting solid waste and recycling collection rates, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right, and we will move right into the city manager report.
Thank you, Council.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Evening. I just have a couple things. Sunset paving project, I just wanted to let folks know, it's scheduled right now, October 28th and 29th. The intersection of Sunset and Main Street during that time will be temporarily closed for about 30 minutes twice a day to accommodate the paving work. We're hoping to work outside the school drop-offs, but people should plan just in case. Also, Washington County will be holding a ribbon cutting event at 11 a.m. on Monday, October 20th at Pioneer City Park here in Sherwood, celebrating the completion of 3 major road improvement projects, Tualatin Sherwood Road and Roy Rogers Road. And then we did last week kick off Sherwood University, and this Thursday night, 6 to 8, we have the second night of Administrative Department, the Finance Department, IT, and then Broadband will start that night. So that's what I have to announce tonight. I believe Chick-fil-A opens this week as well.
Wow.
So any questions for myself or the department heads that are here?
It looks like the chief wants to say something.
All right, Chief.
Well, I'm thinking about a public service announcement on the four-way stop at Langer there at Chick-fil-A. So the signs were active as of yesterday, and we stopped a lot of people just in the educational process because, as you know, if you've been around for a while, you just come around that corner and you're just not paying attention. So we'll be enforcing that and keeping an eye on it. But that is up and running. So,
But apparently, I don't know where there's a new four-way stop.
yeah, right there in Langer Drive, as you come out of Taco Bell,
Oh,
four-way stop now.
all right.
As you're
So-
facing 99.
Yeah, that's good. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I sat coming out of the parking lot there for like 2 minutes confused why the traffic wasn't crossing until I realized the stop sign was in effect. So we're all learning.
Yes,
So,
yeah, so,
and I appreciate your approach on education first.
oh, yeah, yeah, it's,
Totally would blow through that.
Yeah, very excited about Chick-fil-A opening. So they're having a ribbon cutting tomorrow, but I think their official open day is Thursday. So, very cool. Anything else? We'll jump into council announcements. And Taylor, you want to go first tonight?
I'm proud to say we have a planning commission meeting coming up. So it's been a while. So this next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, we'll be reviewing the Rock Point multifamily application. You can go see the packet online and get prepared for that if you'd like to make public comment on that. And I think that is it.
You know offhand where that's located?
It is in Old Town, right? Just over here? Yeah, across the,
Cannery Square.
across from Canada.
Yeah.
across from Kennedy Square, yeah. And in fact, I want to say, because I think back when I was on Planning Commission, there was something else that was going to go there. Yeah, so this is an update to that? Okay. Yeah, because I saw that, I'm like, boy, this looks familiar. Anyway, so, and I think that is, that's it for me. Oh, wait, actually coming up, February, not February, first weekend of November is the high school Hadestown version that is going to be played on the 8th and 9th, I believe. Anyway, that's all. I think we'll have one more meeting before then, I'll pump it up, but get tickets now.
Hadestown or Hadestown?
Hades, as in the Greek tragedies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a great musical. I haven't seen the high school version of it, but it's a really fun musical.
Awesome. Thank you. Renee.
Looking at my list. Tomorrow is the Water Consortium meeting in Portland. I will be participating via Zoom instead of driving into Portland. I have back-to-back meetings and won't make it. I'll have more information about that next meeting. And then we also have a senior advisory committee meeting tomorrow at the senior center. And we'll be talking about age-friendly resources and doing a SWOT analysis. So we've not met for several months, so it'll be great to see everybody and take next steps for age-friendly city. Friday is a youth advisory committee meeting. We'll doing some goal setting and talking about what the schedule will be going forward as far as when the youth will be meeting. Dan's going to update on the library. As far as the chamber is concerned, there's lots of new businesses going in, lots of ribbon cuttings coming up. Chick-fil-A is coming up tomorrow, as I've already stated. Goldfish Swim School is on the 14th. There's 2 events on Friday, so if you want more information there, go to chamber or sherwoodchamber.com. And then on November 8th, mark your calendars for the Sherwood Wine Festival hosted by the Rotary Club at the Red Berry Barn from 1 to 7. Tickets can be purchased at sherwoodwinefestival.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Keith. I saw you look that way, so
I was referring to Dan. The staff, great job with ribbon cutting, grand opening of the pedestrian bridge. Way to go. And looping in everybody that you looped in. The band was incredible. The high school band marching across like that. Getting the drone videos. It was, yeah, spectacular. It's wonderful. We did not meet with.
Cultural arts. You look like you're
We
trying
did not meet. We did not meet since our last meeting. League of Orange Cities conference was last week. It was great that Craig and Kristen were able to be there from staff and Council President Kim and Tim. Lots of stuff we could learn. Staff spent a tremendous amount of time on AI, so it'll be interesting to hear more about, what are your takeaways from that. One of the sessions that certainly appealed to me was data, and asking the right questions in looking at data to look at problems. Because if you don't ask the right questions, it's kind of stupid. As they gave some examples, so that was nice. And on Saturday, Mayor Rosner was elected to be vice president at League of Oregon Cities next year. So congratulations, Tim.
Thank you.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Parks Board met last night. It was a pretty light agenda. Did their usual tree removal requests. There's some dead trees, dying trees, and trees that aren't native that needed to come down to make ways for some water quality improvements. So nothing unusual there. I think other than that, I don't remember there being anything. We had one new member join the Parks Board last night, so that was their first meeting. And then one member announced that their departure from the Parks Board as they are moving out of town. So luckily, we were so recent in our interviewing and vetting process for the open spot we just filled that we still can fill it with the other applicant who is also great. So I think we're going to be able to just slide that one right in. Hopefully at our meeting here in 2 weeks, we'll be able to have that on the agenda. So we will once again be back up to full on the Parks Board. I think that's all I got.
Thank you. Dan?
This Traffic Safety Board did not meet last month, but they will meet this month. This morning on my way to drop the kids off at school at Main and Sunset, one of the crossing guards was out in the middle of the road and somebody turned while people were crossing still. And so we're still seeing that stuff, unfortunately. And it was, a little after 7:30, 7:40 or so. So plenty of light, even at that time. And just, we're in a rush or whatever. So just remind people that there are people in the crosswalks when their crossing guards are out for a reason. So please be cautious of that. Library Board met a couple weeks ago, and the biggest thing that came out of that is the levy that is up on the ballot this year. October 14th is the last day to register to vote in time for this November 4th election. The ballots will be mailed out October 15th. And the levy that I'm talking about is a countywide library services, measure 34345. And 26% of our library's budget relies on the levy. And so this will just ensure that we continue to maintain the services that we have. The other thing of the library board meeting was the pods that the library is working on getting. They are almost fully funded by the Friends of the Sherwood Library, and they will by Sherwood
Library Foundation.
Sherwood Library Foundation. Thank you. And they're hoping first quarter of next year to have those installed. And then the last thing, as we mentioned earlier in the solid waste presentation, our recycler and garbage disposal offer mixed organic waste in our yard debris. There's a list online. You can look at Pride's website if you have questions about what goes in it. Our family makes it easy by using paper bags to put the food waste in, to put in our cans so that it doesn't make a mess. You can also use yard debris, leaves, grass clippings. So there are easier ways to make it less messy for your bin to still participate in this. That's all I got.
You're up, Kim.
Last night I attended the Region 1 Area Commission of Transportation. We had a state transportation funding update by ODOT, giving us the update on the legislative funding package. If anybody wants that presentation, let me know. They also did an interesting presentation on micromobility in Washington County. The city of Tualatin and Washington County talked about Washington County's micro-transit pilot project that's coming up, and then also the city of Tualatin's e-scooter program, which was really interesting to hear how that went on, how it came about, and really that it's no cost to the city. On that, I had no idea, but they seem to have good luck with that. And then I also attended League of Oregon Cities Conference. It was a great conference this year. On Friday, I attended the all-day AI session, which was really broke into 3 sections. The first section was more informational, and the second section was cities giving presentations on what they are doing in their city for AI and how it's working for them. And then the third part was basically a pitch fest where companies came up and sort of pitched their AI, what they had to offer in AI. So it was kind of a culmination of how all that could work and what the possibilities are out there for cities. And then I just wanted to say also, congratulations to Tim. For those who may not be familiar with the League of Oregon Cities, it represents 241 cities in our state. They bring city leaders together to share ideas, learn from each other, and advocate for issues that matter most, things like housing, transportation, public safety, and keeping our communities strong and connected. So by having our mayor in a leadership role, our community will have an even stronger voice helping shape policies at the state level. So it's really a very good collaborative group that puts our foot forward and gives us a voice at the table for state issues. So congratulations.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, while we're on the subject of the League of Oregon Cities, the League of Oregon Cities also every year hands out awards, and there's not very many of them, and there's a pretty high bar to get them. And probably the award that has the highest bar is the Mark Hatfield Statesmanship Award. They don't give it out every year, and it's really, you not only have to have a long and storied history as a community leader in the community you serve, whether that's as a mayor or a councilor, but you also have to show that you've had a regional impact and a statewide impact. And our very own Keith Mays won that award this year. So congratulations, Keith. It's a pretty big deal. So do you want to give an acceptance speech?
Just briefly, it was very, very humbling of the league, the awards committee to give me that award. As I said on Friday, it's very much, you can't do anything alone. It takes a team. Everything we do as a community for our city, it takes all of us on city council to work well to project goals and accomplish things. And then more even equally, we have to have wonderful staff, dedicated staff to take our goals and objectives and ideas and help become a reality and keep us on track. And we're fortunate to have fantastic staff throughout our community, throughout our city, and some that have been with us for as long as I've been serving, even or close to it. My 28, 29 years so far in working here, volunteering in our community. Craig, Sylvia, Kristen are 3 certain examples that have Rich that have been here most of those years and should be taking a tremendous amount of part of the award along with everybody that served on council of those years. Ty, Jeff, and PD and the leadership they provided, and you can go on and on throughout city staff and how wonderful they are. And so it's I kind of like I said, it's a team award, almost a city award. So it was very nice.
Well, it was well deserved, and and just for those that don't know, Keith served as the treasurer, the vice president, and the president of the league, the president of the OMA, on many regional boards. He led the league through COVID and was a tireless advocate for getting our cities open, getting our businesses open, and used his voice as league president to help advocate at the governor's office and in Salem on a lot of those issues during COVID, which I personally was very grateful for. So it was well deserved. Awesome.
Yes, I was very proud to be able to brag and show off. Yeah, Tim.
That's enough of that. So I too attended the LOC conference. It was great having it local because I could sleep in my own bed every night. But it was a great conference. It was the 100th anniversary of the League of Oregon Cities, which is, if you think about that, I mean, we go back to the 1920s. The National League of Cities is only 1 year older. So, one of our younger states has one of the oldest leagues, which is pretty cool. But it's a great group of people, great collaboration, and great really helps us advocate for cities at Salem. Just kudos to staff and the community and everyone involved in the bridge project. The grand opening was amazing. It was a lot of fun. We got some great coverage of that. The architects, the engineers, the staff in public works and in planning, everyone involved. Even our Ty, you and your officers, and keeping it safe over there, and the PSAs you've been doing about e-scooters on the bridge, which I think we're going to have a conversation about e-scooters here shortly anyways. It was just all amazing. All the members of the YMCA that put up with the disruption to the parking lot. It was a community effort to get the whole project off the ground. It was a community effort to get it implemented, and now we have this great bridge that the community can use. So very happy about that. And then I'll just put in a plug for those of you who know, Pirates of Pinehurst is up and running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Shows start at 7:30. Bring your kids, bring your pirate-themed parents. Everyone's welcome. So, and if you don't know, we're raising money for the performing arts programs at the high school in partnership with Sherwood Education Foundation.
I'd like to request that you repeat that announcement in a pirate voice. No, just kidding.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I think I'll just leave it at that. We got another executive session that we got to adjourn to here. So, of course, unless there's anything else for the good of the order, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting, and we'll go into executive session. Thank you, everybody.
Topics? I don't think it's. Oh.